Dr. Denise Darcel Davis Cotton's in the house. Let's give her a hand for supporting this awesome program. A collection of art, music, dance, spoken word, all for the upliftment of our people in the celebration of Kwanzaa. We are so happy to have you with us this evening. And when you leave tonight, you're going to wish you brought 10 more people. We are going to have a good time. Don't those drums make you feel good? There's something healing and very powerful about the drummers. And so we thank them for coming out and sharing with us. You'll hear a little bit more from them as the evening goes by. This is Miss Lorel, y'all. She's always behind the scenes. I got her to come out. My partner, who helps me, and I help her make all of this possible. So at this time, we're going to pause to pour the libations. And within the context of the ritual of Kwanzaa, the libations is always poured every evening before the candles are lit. Each night, a candle is lit in honor of the principle that's being celebrated. But the libation is poured in order to remember, to reflect, and to respond. To remember the ancestors, collectively and individually. Our personal ancestors, our mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, aunties, nanas, babas. And our collective ancestors, those people who selflessly gave of themselves for the benefit of all of us. It's a time to reflect on where we are in the continuum of the struggle. That if our people are still oppressed, then there's work for us to do. And for us to remember that there are those who will come after us. So if we love one another a little deeper, if we work a little harder, if we build institutions that are sustainable, then the children who will come after us will say they're living great people, who no matter what the statistics say, who no matter what the paper said, who no matter what anybody said about them, they were a great people who believed so fiercely in God and in themselves that they made this a better world for me to inherit. So when we pour the libations, we understand that as African people, life is circular and not linear. That we are connected to and responsible for those that have gone on. We're connected to, in a very real way, those that will come after us. Everything that we do will affect someone that comes after us. So whether we waste time, the planet, food, they will inherit that waste. Or whether we build love in communities and peace, they will inherit that as well. So we pour the libations as a symbol of that reflection. We say inside over in Ghana, we say Ashe over in Igbo land, and we just say, so it is. Because we know that the word is powerful, and that's what we try to teach our children, that their words have power because they come from and manifest from their thoughts. And they create reality. So when we say inside, when we say Ashe, we're just saying we agree and we understand. Just like when we say amen, amen, right? We're agreeing. We're saying so it is. And so we pour the libations and we say Yen Che inside to the creator force, creator of all that is inside. We sing inside, double inside to Mother Africa, the cultivator of civilizations, which other peoples pattern themselves after, who taught the world about music and dance and art and culture and war and peace, politics and governments. To our ancient Kemet brothers and sisters, we say inside. To the Ashanti and the Fulani and the Hausa and the Yoruba. To the Zulu, we say inside. We say inside to our freedom fighters who risked their lives, Stephen Biko and Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, who risked their lives for liberation, justice, and peace. To them we say inside. To Ty Egan and Candace and Yahweh Santawa, we say inside. We say inside to the hundreds of millions of Africans who were minding their business and snatched from their homeland and thrust into the Ma'afa, the tragedy of black people, which changed relationships on the planet. Before the transatlantic slave trade, people all over the world traded with Africans. But that changed relationships on the planet, so it is not the beginning of our history, but a very important aspect of our history. So we vow to never ever forget as long as we have libations. To them we say inside. To those who made it to this side, who used their masonry skills to build schools and churches that they could not attend, who used their skills in science and math to create almanacs and the filament for the light bulb and refrigerators and irons and all those things. To those brothers and sisters, we say inside. To my grandma, who couldn't do nothing but clean a pulpit, and look at me today, I can stand and want to speak. To my grandmama, Mabel McWilliams, we say inside. To your grandmother, your nana, your big mama, who made great sacrifices so that you can get an education, who scrubbed floors and took care of children so that you can have clothes on your back. To them we say aside. To our fathers who left Mississippi and Louisiana, who left Alabama to come to Detroit to work for Ford Motor Company for $5 a day. To those brothers who made a way out of no way and called up their sisters and let them stay at their house until they got married off. To those brothers we say inside. To the children here today who will perform for you, and hopefully they will learn that they are beautiful, they are great, and they can make a contribution. To them we say inside. And to the children who are yet to be born, may this institution called DSA be here for them, because we dare to believe in the greatness of our people. To the future we say inside. And I stretch my arm out as a symbolic link that binds us together as one family. And as I drink from the Kikombe Chakamoja, I say what's good enough for me is good enough for the community. And the secret of life, my beautiful brothers and sisters, is to have no fear inside. Inside.
Kwanzaa, which is Kiswahili, means first, or in the extended meaning, first fruits, is a 7-day communal celebration. It renews our commitment to our families, the Black community, and our kinship to all African people.
Kwanzaa was created for African Americans and was represented in 1966. The Kwanzaa holiday today is a reminder of our common and continuing struggle for liberation, peace, justice, and human dignity, for cultural identification and expression.
The 7 days of Kwanzaa are celebrated each year from January 26th to December 1st. The celebration each day celebrates one of the 7 values of Nguzo Saba, the Black value system. Each principle is symbolized by lighting a candle on the Kinara.
The Kinara holds all 7 candles, 3 red, 3 green, and 1 black. The candles are called Mishuma. The 3 red candles are placed on the left, the 1 black candle is placed in the middle, and the 3 green candles are placed on the right. The red and green candles are lit alternately, 1 candle for each day's celebration, starting on the outside, working toward the middle.
The first day of Kwanzaa is December 26th and represents the principle of Umoja, which stands for unity. We should strive for and maintain togetherness in the family, community, nation, and race.
The second day of Kwanzaa is December 27th, which represents for the principle Kuji Chagulia, which stands for self-determination. We should define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves, instead of being defined, named, created for, and spoken for by others.
The third day of Kwanzaa is December 28th and represents Ujima, which stands for collective work and responsibility. We should build and maintain our communities together to make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and to solve them together.
The fourth day of Kwanzaa is December 29th, and it represents Umoja, which stands for the economic capital. We should build and maintain our own stores, businesses, and other shops to profit on them together.
The fifth day is December 30th, Nia, which stands for purpose. We should make as our collective vocation the building and development of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness.
The sixth day of Kwanzaa is December 31st, which represents for creativity, in order to leave our community more beautiful and productive than when we inherited it.
The last day of Kwanzaa is January 1st, Imani, which represents faith. We need to believe with all our hearts in our parents, our teachers, our people, our children, our leaders, in the righteousness and victory of our struggles.
Other important symbols of Kwanzaa is Mecca, which is a straw mat which represents African culture and a foundation they built upon.
Mahindi, an ear of corn. Each ear of corn represents each child in the family. If there are no children, one ear is used to represent the potential to produce offspring. The ears of corn represent the seeds, our future, our children, and their potential to carry on the continued Black life. The stalk represents the parents and their commitment to produce and raise children. Kikumbe. Kikumbe is a unity cup for which everyone drinks during the daily Kwanzaa ceremony. The kikumbe represents a commitment to strive for unity.
Zawadi, gifts that represents the fruits of labors of our parents and the community given to children as gifts and to encourage them to keep the values.
The purpose of Kwanzaa is to bring our families and community together, to examine our personal and public problems and to solve them together.
To discipline ourselves in study and struggle, to examine all of our relationships and attitudes in ourselves, at home, at work, in the community, the nation, and the world.
To develop the responsibility to discard any personal habits and attitudes that are harmful and non-productive.
To reward children for constantly striving to do good, keep helping others, sharing and caring. To move from individualism and towards genuine concern for our community and family.
To utilize our talents, abilities, time, and money toward economic independence and growth.
And to teach our children to be giving rather than greedy, and to respect the elders who lovingly sacrifice time, energy, and money to make their children's lives more complete.
So after Christmas, instead of greeting people with happy holidays or season's greetings, try Habari Gani.
Habari Gani is Kiswahili for what's the news or what's happening in English.
And to everyone, we wish you a happy Kwanzaa.